Welcome to Random But Not So Random Topics. Sometimes we sabotage ourselves. Sometimes we can do this by being too empathetic or giving grace to those who haven't given it to us and wouldn't give it to us if the roles were switched. And y'all, I have to do a voice type message to myself so that I can remember this. It doesn't matter that we already think about how somebody would feel if the roles were switched, or the grace we would want them to give us if the roles were switched. This person has shown you that they are not graceful. This person has shown you that when it is them, they want empathy, but when it is you, they don't give it. But yet you or we continue to give grace, and we continue to be empathetic, or we continue to think about, if in the future I'm in this situation, I hope this happens or that happens. The point of what I'm trying to say is, don't sabotage yourself. And I'm gonna try to do it too. I'm gonna try not to sabotage myself as well. Yes, we need to be smart. Yes, it's great to be empathetic, but do it within reason and not coming from a place of thinking about what somebody else thinks about you and so on. We cannot sabotage ourselves. Honestly, we gotta do what's best. We gotta, have a balance. Seeing that this person haven't given you grace in the past, even when the roles ended up switched, but yet you continue to fall into this cycle of giving them grace, of being understanding. And sometimes you do it because you know they are a tit for tat person, in the sense that, like, you respond to their negative behavior. Now they're responding to the response that you gave them. So now it's just a cycle of going back and forth. So now you're afraid to stand on business, or now you're afraid to not give them grace because you're afraid that it may end up being worse, that you might just sabotage yourself even more by not giving extra grace or not doing all of that. And sometimes that may happen. That's why I'm like, sometimes you got to be smart at the same time. But at the end of the day, this is still somebody who has shown you that they haven't given grace in the past. This is still somebody who, regardless of what you do, will always find a way to pull the rug under you, or will always try to find a way to trip you out or prioritize themselves. They shown you they prioritize themselves in the past. They continue to do it. Like, I'm not trying to set you up for failure or anything like that. It depends on who you're dealing with, but I'm going based off of what I just said. Somebody who's showing you all these things, and you have literally constantly given them grace. You have literally constantly done this or that. And sometimes it's hard to do. I'm in that boat right now and I'm struggling, but I'm getting to a point where it's like, I really realize, like, on paper, I have all these examples. This person hasn't shown me grace when the roles were switched. I've given grace to this person when, let's say, I was unemployed and they thought I was lazy. They thought I was this, and they didn't want to help me out. Now they're unemployed and I'm helping them. I'm being considerate. I'm trying to help them out, or, and it's like, dang, and I don't regret, anything. And there are some scenarios that is really a big deal, and it will change the entire trajectory of your life by them not giving you grace that you've given them. So I'm saying be smart, but at the same time, stop giving grace to the point where you're sabotaging yourself. It's great to give grace. You can be understanding, you can be empathetic, but that doesn't mean that you have to let somebody abuse that power. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just putting it out there. All up to you, like, seriously. And it's a journey. So you be great.